made this complaint in the past, Nemesis, that people get upset with you if you were to do the atrocious act of eating because you don't get to eat enough, and then people bitch at you for eating. So what I have done is I made myself a bowl of chips, and I'm going to eat them, and I'm going to lean into the mic every time I take a bite, for the act of spite and spite alone.
They're gonna blame me.
Just direct it to me. I do not care.
Alright, it's finally
I
going.
heard a cat.
Okay.
Shut up. Welcome
Hey,
to
y'all,
another crossover catch-up. This is the one that comes out
Hey,
after
y'all,
Among Us
Scott
vs. Fall
here.
Guys releases. I am joined here
Yes.
by an idiot, a slightly less stupid idiot,
Hello.
and a third party.
Which
Just call
wait,
him-
which one
Why-
is which?
Yeah, why are you leaving him out? Just call him an idiot.
I want to be
too.
the idiot. I want to be an idiot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fine.
You are so exclusive, dude. Come on.
We have Gumball Idiot, Hyper Idiot Man, and Origin
Yeah.
the Idiot.
Yay.
Everyone
I
gets.
feel included now. I feel happy.
So
Everyone's just out of it right now.
yeah, that's usually how it
Oh,
goes.
we already broke
Um,
We.
So-
I didn't.
Sorry, you guys didn't do anything. Me already broke him.
There you go.
Yeah. So anyway, I've heard some comments say that people get upset whenever Nemesis eats something, and to amend this issue, I will be eating a bowl of chips very loudly into the mic to amend this, so that way it is not Nemesis's fault. So hopefully this will make sure that no one will get any complaints again, and I will be sure to give some live commentary about this bowl of sour cream and onion chips. Join me.
I get blamed whenever Donovan eats in videos too.
I feel like people should attack you just because you're eating sour cream and onion.
Oh no.
All right. Okay, so I want to hear your favorite flavor of chips.
Cheese is bad.
My favorite flavor? Probably honey barbecue.
I can't make fun of you for that one. God damn it!
Thank
I was
you.
really hoping. I was hoping for a dill pickle so I could strangle you, but I can't do that
I'm gonna be
now.
honest. He seems more like a salt and vinegar guy to me.
I can't stand salt and vinegar. I'll be
Yeah.
real.
Why do you have so much salt and vinegar?
At the
in
very
everything?
least, dude, salt and vinegar.
Maybe I'm
Bro-
a hypocrite.
Salt and vinegar chips, like, who do you give that to if not like the person that you kind of want to see inside in the train tracks, right? When one's coming in, like tied up in a rope on the side there. You don't give that as a gift, you give that as a threat.
What?
Maybe you. Well, hold on. If they're tied up or whatever next to the train tracks, like, what if it saves their life? What if they're so grossed out that they break out of whatever they're tied up to
It's
and
not how hysterical
they just
drink
run
works.
away? You're
I-
helping them out.
You know what? I think we just solved the trolley problem.
I think this is the
Well,
stupidest
maybe you should solve world
trolley
hunger.
problem ever. There's one person on one track. There's 5 people on the other. The train's going to hit the 5.
Mhm.
You have a pack of salt and vinegar chips in your hands. What do you do?
Throw it in the
You
in
know-
the fork. Throw it in the fork
Yeah,
in the tracks. The train will.
You know-
the train will stop and eat the. Eat
I
the
feel
chips.
like
The train will just open its Thomas face. It'll just grow a Thomas the Tank Engine face and just start chowing down.
Exactly.
you know what? I think this is like something up for the comment section to decide. How do you solve the trolley problem with a bag of salt and vinegar chips? I want to see what answers you guys come up with. This is very important information. Speaking of
Actually-
important,
I do want to say, like, before that, also just come up with like reasons to use salt and vinegar chips instead of eating them, because we're gonna have to do something with them.
Make sure
we
it's
can't eat
specific.
them.
Like it's
yeah.
an explanation specific to salt and vinegar. Like not something you could do with like fucking barbecue chips.
Exactly.
And direct this to Hyperstarman at all times. He is the CEO of Salt and Vinegar Chips. I've decided that just now in my head, just so that he can be involved in this bit. So anyway, speaking of something that's basically the exact opposite of salt and vinegar chips, Among Us versus Fall Guys. That's probably one of the dumbest fucking segues I've ever said in my life.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, Among Us
There's-
vs. Fall Guys released by now. My review should be out. Because I'm going to take the time out to finish up what I got to do for that.
You,
Most of it's done, though.
you guys better watch these sponsor segments about G Fuel and all its flavors.
I put so much effort into making those as ridiculous as I can manage, because they never ask me to check what
Yeah,
I do.
yeah, like we need more people who make sponsor segments like you and Catechris and stuff like that.
What stupid ones.
Yes, we need the stupid ones that keeps people engaged instead of just reading off
Saying
the
any
script.
sponsor who wants me, you know? I don't need to just have G Man. I could have a Marvel Snap Man.
Collect all of the sponsor stones. You get to live in a yacht because you're being silly and Unicron's there.
Yeah,
There was
Unicron,
Jerry
you-
Judgment. Who
you-
cares about Unicron?
My Marvel Snap
care.
sponsor was suddenly, instead of Galactus showing up, it's Unicron. I just throw all my Marvel Legends figures at him.
By the way, if you want to help out Death Battle, go download Marvel Snap for iOS and Android.
By the way, if you want to
And
help
if you
Death
wanna-
Battle,
Shameless plug.
actually watch it. David.
And if you want to help out Gumball Viking,
I'm s-
give me your money.
If you want to help me out, don't give him his money.
There you go. Don't give him his money. Take
Anyway.
his money away and don't give it back.
If you want to
Exactly.
help out
Anyway.
versus artists, wait for the next stream by Carbonated Gem and Eve Sunmellows, and then give them your money.
And
True.
if you don't want to help everyone, go fuck yourself. This is the holiday season. You should be nicer. Be more polite. You're being a real Grinch right now, man. This is foreshadowing. So back to the episode.
Among
This
Us.
Fall Guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was fun.
I remember when I first got on Blue Sky, the only social media we're using now. After the episode dropped, my first impression of it was really high. I was riding that high, and I remember that one Biffweed thing that he said, where it's like, "I hope Discord versus Bill enjoyed its full year as my favorite episode." I was like, "I hope Bowser versus Eggman enjoyed its 3 weeks as the best episode." And obviously, I don't hold it in that high regard. Like after the hypes died down, but my God, it's basically just on the tier below it for me.
I've been hearing. I think one of my one of my favorite analogies is Bowser versus Eggman was the dinner, and then Among Us versus Fall Guys was the dessert.
I love my dessert. Guts and entrails all over the floor.
Exactly. That's raspberry
Yum.
jam.
Yummers.
Yup.
Does anyone else feel like eating with their feet right now? Hold on. Special bite into the mic moment with this potato chip. Hold on.
I got
Gosh, I just want to go on a little bit of a tangent there. I made like a stupid little clip. It was like the Mr. Frog show thing, but it was with Among Us and Fall Guys. And I can't tell you how many people said, "Oh, that's not accurate. That's not accurate. They eat with their feet. Gotta redo it. They eat with their feet."
yeah. Just
Well, he
shove them down on their toes. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gave
You know, David-
I gave Fall Guy a really creepy mouth, and no one appreciated it.
You
You
should
know,
put the creepy mouth on
maybe
its foot.
maybe those people need.
Uh-huh.
You know, maybe
I
those.
should have.
People really should realize that maybe he wasn't eating for the sake of nutrition. Maybe he was just eating for the sake of killing.
Okay, I hate to
Exactly.
tell you this, but regardless of your intention for eating, you'll generally only eat from the same place either way.
You're using human logic. This is Fall Guy logic.
They could. What's to say they don't have two mouths? Like, yeah, come on.
What's to say they do? Burden of proof is on you.
The fact that Among Us does not have a mouth, so they stole their mouths.
Don't they have like 3 canon anatomies? They could have a 4th.
Let's,
guys are really bad
let's
at
spin the
providing
wheel and
evidence.
see what we find out.
I have had
Well,
enough wheel spinning after the
yeah.
analog horror video. Every time I would finish up like 3 series, I'd go, alright, let's spin the fucking wheel and see what I'm looking at next. That was the whole thing. A lot of wheel spinning.
Oh, the painter. Again.
No, I've never... I mean, I will watch more of it because the new episode's out and apparently it's actually good. I'll see. Like, the last 2 were an improvement over the first few. But, like... God.
You were more polite to the painter than, like, a good chunk of Death Battle episodes.
It's because a good chunk of Death Battle episodes have a budget.
I guess that's a fair comparison.
And painting's done by one guy.
So I guess...
Just trying to advertise his paintings. Because he's a decent artist.
Oh yeah, like, but he wasn't like. I don't think it was convincing enough to be like, oh well, this is like a fish. This is like an actual photo or whatever.
Look at this
I think
photograph. That's a fucking painting.
Yeah.
No. That's a photograph. Look at it.
No,
You
it's
can tell-
Among Us.
You can tell it's a photograph by the dry brushing.
Alright, so, like...
Okay, but like actually back to the episode. I want to just like talk about how this like I love how it just says like the year was 2020 and I just immediately think of like the Boba Fett Predator. The year was 1987. That was like my
The
first.
fact
same
that this
thing.
episode actually has an intro leading in to the name drop is the first. It makes it feel like the most significant episode since the original Goku vs Superman, and that's really funny. The two death battles that have like a full-on intro sequence before. I mean, not a full sequence, but like a full intro before the episode starts. Goku vs Superman, Among Us versus Fall Guys.
This is also just the first episode since Goku vs. Superman 3 did not have like a little preview of the animation at the beginning of the episode, I'm pretty sure.
Huh?
Goku
Yeah.
vs. Superman 3, that was like the beginning of the
Oh.
pattern, where it did a little sneak peek of the animation, saying fight, and then it cuts to the beginning of the actual episode proper. This episode didn't do that.
Yeah.
Instead, it went "Wah." Instead of this episode went "Wah," and it's better for it. That's the
There's
one
really
distinct
nowhere you
edge
could-
it has
there's really-
over every episode.
really nowhere you could put the preview, like in the animation where you could put the build up and then the fight. Doesn't really fit,
Yeah.
which makes it the one of
Um,
the only episodes that actually backs up their old claim that the fights took away from the ability to affect the pacing, because it's one of the only ones where that actually is the case.
Quite literally, this is. If you wanted to do it at any point in the animation, it'd have to be when the red guy like reveals himself and it's a shot where he's jumping down with the knife. That would be so funny if they kept the fight all these years, and that's when they dropped it.
That would be fantastic.
Everything else, we weren't really fighting per se. We were just in it for the bag.
Oh yeah, they weren't.
Anyway,
That's funny.
so the thing about the analysis for this one is that they weren't really talking about characters. They were talking about entire games and having to talk about the concept to potentially people who have never heard or played it, like Nemesis.
Which
they put I played Fall Guys. They put more effort into exploring the species and their culture than they did with the fucking predators.
Well, they
As in, they actually did. They went, so there are these different classes that the crewmates are. This is what they do. This is their lives, you know? As opposed to the Predator, where it's like, yeah, all of them, no matter what, are the exact same. They all follow the exact same code of honor, no exceptions. That's their entire culture. Story end.
One just
they
has
would-
a plasma scythe.
I'm gonna eat another chip now.
Like, I'm sure someone wants me to forgive Boba Fett versus Predator at some point, but no.
Is
I
this
think-
your tech? Is this your Deku versus Asta?
No, it's not. But because the Yautja are not characters. There are Yautja that are characters, but it's a species overall. But like, it has the same energy to me as if they were like, we want to do Lieutenant Worf from Star Trek versus Chewbacca from Star Wars, but we decided to instead do Lieutenant Worf versus Wookie.
Okay.
Just the Wookiee.
I think the most shocking thing for this episode to me is like, well, I mean, a lot of the content, like all this extra footage outside of their games that I just wasn't aware of. But most importantly, why do they have a manga? Like, what is it even about?
The Among Us manga is just kind of a little gag thing.
You mean
I
the
remember when
manga?
it first came out, it was making headlines. Yeah,
The
What's the
Among
Fall
Us?
Guys manga about?
I can only imagine it's the same thing. Listen, we're already getting an Among Us TV show. I'm really hoping that Elijah Wood dies first because that'd be
Gumball.
the funniest fucking thing
Do
ever.
you always have to call it Among Us?
I will call it Amogus going forward. How about that?
Yeah, I'll accept that.
Alright, so the Amogus TV show is coming up. I really hope Elijah Wood gets killed off first, because that'd be the funniest fucking thing to cast him and then kill him immediately, just so that we can have the Spy Kids thing happen again.
It would be
would
like
be
the
so
Drew
good.
Barrymore thing from Scream. Just pump it up the whole time in advertisement, and then
Strangely enough, my
instantly-
mind,
Something?
my mind immediately went to Feast. I don't know if any of you even know what Feast is, but the movie basically begins with a guy showing up, and his big title card is The Hero, chance of survival, pretty freaking high. And then like a minute later, he just gets killed, completely, like, unremarkably. And then his wife just barges in through the doors like, hey, where's my husband?
That sounds like a skit. That sounds like a skit that I would hear in Scary Movie.
Yeah, they just... I mean, yeah, I can see it. She goes on to become the protagonist for most of the movie. Like, she actually lives
And
through
then she
most of it,
dies?
and then she gets killed by accident. And then one of the other characters becomes heroine number 2.
Yep, that's Scary Movie. Yeah, you
She
kinda do
lives,
that.
and then they never bring her back in the rest of the series.
And then, all right. So back to Amogus. All right, this kind of has to do with the episode as a whole. I really like how Amogus's analysis is taking something that is built to be more creepy, atmospheric, and kind of a downer note, and turn it into something uplifting. How, like, no matter the circumstances, they're going to be relying on each other, and their cooperation.
It's about Fall
is
Guys
key.
versus Among Us.
Yes. So shut up. But basically, they take this dark environment, kind of upsetting premise, and turn it on its head, saying that because they're in this deadly situation, they're going to work together to cooperate, and this cooperation will be the key to their survival. And then they look at the cutesy Fall Guys thing, and they turn it to, this is a primordial entity. We don't really know what it's capable of. Let's find out. Kind of a more foreboding note to end things off on. And I just kind of find it funny how they contrast each other.
That is hilarious. And I also, what's funny is them using Twitter scaling.
Yeah, I was
Dude,
very
I
happy to see
love
that.
that they just did not... I was so happy to see that they just did not give a shit as to what was used, because so many people were being sticklers. They're not going to use collaborations. They're not going to use Twitter feeds. Dude, just have fun. We're here to have fun.
Yeah.
When it
But,
comes to an episode like this, I think if you give too much of a shit for the research of Amogus versus Fall Guys, that is entirely a you thing.
You might need to eat grass. Like, actually get, like, a bowl of grass, like, some
Yes.
edible
Yeah,
one.
get a bowl
Cook
of grass
off
and
on it.
stand in it.
Yeah, just stomp on it.
Yeah, eat it through your feet, like Fall Guys.
Yeah.
But no, like, it is so funny. Like, I saw that full thread. It just becomes like analog horror as they just keep stretching past
That's not what
beyond the
analog
universe,
horror
and
is,
it's
but-
just. And I've never seen it before. I'm just guessing.
Yeah, would you guess
Existence
wrong?
is a fabrication.
Stupid.
I guess like that would kind of technically qualify as a creepypasta, right?
No,
I
Because
guess.
like there's like that one Twitter account that's I don't even remember what it's called.
It's not.
I'm gonna
It's
eat
about,
another
like, that
chip.
dude who's
It's not
like
an internet
stuck
horror
in
story.
nighttime.
You mean the sun vanished? That's not a That's not a creepypasta.
I think no, it's about I don't remember what it. I remember like
The sun
Wendigoon
the sun
covered it
vanished
once.
is The sun vanished is really interesting.
But it's not a creepypasta, it's an ARG.
I know, but
Oh,
I'm saying
okay, yeah,
it's
that's
interesting.
okay. Well, that's what I'm thinking.
I got a
of
little
then.
bored of it, I'm gonna
So,
be honest, but I like the concept.
Anyways, I want to talk about like the fight now. It's
Bro
so
wants to
cool.
yap.
My...
Oh.
we are literally on a fucking podcast.
Uh-oh. You demonetized it.
Shut the fuck up.
It's okay,
I mean,
put a
I'm
censor
gonna
beep
eat.
over it.
David, can you get
I'm gonna
Death
eat a
Battle
chip.
to sponsor this video, please? Thank you, man. If you guys like, we watch the intro and you see that it's retroactively been replaced with this podcast is sponsored by Death Battle, you'll know what happened, guys.
I
Yeah.
mean, oh,
It means that they got hyper.
Uh-oh.
oh no.
Looks like I
Alright,
was
so-
the
Hyper
imposter
is going
among
to get
us.
punished for his crimes.
Yeah. Anyways, this is very fun and I like it. It's so dumb. Like it's so
Yeah,
dumb on every level and I love it.
So like I'm gonna say the best part is, and there's gonna be multiple best parts because you don't deserve my professionalism, but the best part to me right now, is that this just does not have a setup. It just opens up. There they are.
No.
Yeah.
I remember when seeing this sneak peek and it just has ominous creepy music, Fall Guys Among Us coming soon, and it was the funniest thing ever. It was I know it was just Among Us music, but it's so funny.
I like
Speaking
the whole
of-
thing I like is that it's not really just like a character versus a character. It's like the game itself versus the game itself, and
I know.
I feel like that was the best way to approach it.
And it makes it super unique. It's just
Uh,
it's like one of the most unique ones out there.
Actually, real quick to the track, which I'm just going to call Among the Fallen, because I'm not saying the other name on the recording.
I don't
Beans.
like its actual
Sassy
name, I'm gonna be
beans.
honest.
Dusty beans.
I hate to
I
say
swear,
it,
I
but the
thought it
ones
was
that
gonna
the
be
ones that
called-
are unreasonably serious in their naming are way funnier than that.
Us Fallers.
Like, I think they're both good names. I just expected it to be the one that the community was like, yeah, no, that one's going to be what it's called.
Anyway, Among the Fallen is not going to get as much credit as the rest of the tracks this year, but other tracks are really good at mimicking the style, replicating it. If you were to put portions of this track into the Fall Guys soundtrack, no one would be able to pick out and say, "Hey, that one's different," because that's just Fall Guys music, just straight up. It is actually insane. The only reason people would realize that that's not actual Among Us music is because Among Us has one track. Well, two if the highest seek mode, but it's a completely different genre, so...
I think they'll also be like, hold on, that's the Fortnite dancey music. That's not Amongy.
I said...
Oh yeah, right. Oh wait,
I
yeah,
said
right.
portions.
Yeah, that's another thing too. This episode mentions Fortnite, and it's so awesome. It gets like 10 bonus points just for that.
Name dropped in the Among Us analysis. The Among Us analysis. Almost didn't catch myself there. And then in the Fall Guys analysis, it's the centerpiece of a win con. And part of me was really hoping that they would be like, hey, remember that Big Bang? That's actually the center of all of fiction. That would have been so fucking funny if they just went back and retroactively made it so much more worse.
I've heard that. Is that, true? Is that,
Yes.
actually true? That is incredible.
Wait, what is?
I love that.
Wait, what?
That's how Fortnite explains, its cosmology.
Oh, the 0 point? Yeah, that thing. Yeah, that thing is that happens. That is a thing that indeed happens. Obviously you could argue it higher, but I don't think it was needed. But it would have been really funny if they just went like, oh yeah, let's just place Fall Guys as the strongest combatants of all time with the higher end of that thing. Well, it's not. I mean, obviously it is still debatable if it is or not, but that's just funny to think about. I mean, as is, they already put him faster than Supersonic in Bowser Eggman. So I don't care. That's already funny enough. Uh,
That's
but no,
hilarious.
yeah, no. Fortnite being included in this makes me so happy because I am a Fortnite no lifer, and it's just so cool to see in this. And Henry Stickmin too, which was I was like not like of all crossovers, I wasn't thinking they were gonna go with that one, but they did, and it was cool. I recently like just went through well, not why did I say recently? That was like a year or two ago, where I like went through the entirety of Henry Stickmin and just like seeing all those weapons just being there in the animations really freaking sick. Oh my god. I like I am an indie game guy, man, and this fills me with so much joy. I do like the biggest
An
smile on my
indie game
face.
guy, man.
Yeah, indie game guy, man. Yeah, I'm like the
Indie
guy.
game guy,
Yeah.
Starman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, it's just so cool to see, and oh yeah, and I also want to just shout out to Larry for one making this happen because of his one silly old animation that got shown on the cast, and then two somehow get working his way up to not only getting the episode be made, but also help animating that. Three, adding the 11037 freaking Danganronpa reference there.
And four getting the official Among Us account to notice it.
That is so peak.
Yeah, dude. Like,
I like how the Death
I
Battle
cannot
Wiki
get over.
explains the 11037, but it does so in a way that spoils the whole thing with it. Which, like, I know it's an old game at this point, but there's no reason in the explanation it has to go any deeper than just, this is a Danganronpa reference. You don't have to fucking explain everything about what it's referencing. What?
Well,
Why?
dude, because Death Battle cannot fucking handle spoilers. What makes you think the wiki can handle it?
To be honest, nothing at all, but I expect better.
Anyway, dude, I love when Among Us was asked, "Hey, do you think you're gonna beat the Fall Guys in the step out?" There's just like, no. I think we're gonna die. I'm pretty confident that we're screwed.
They're literally
You
just
remember
like,
that guy?
like, no, we do not have this.
Do you remember that guy who kept spamming their Twitter account, being like, "Hey, quick, make them hyperversal or whatever"? Like,
Oh yeah, no, that was tyranny. He just did that as a joke. He's not obviously one of those.
no,
like,
no, I know. I just thought it was really, I thought it was really funny.
I know.
It'd be really funny if Among Us responded to them. They are shovel level now.
Actually, they're the reason that the Fortnite Big Bang happened. Just saying. They're
They closed the
backpack
vent.
accessories are the
They
ones
closed
that
the
caused
vent.
it.
They closed the vent so hard it was like a decillion decibels.
Someone
And
didn't reset electricity.
Mm-hmm.
the reactor melted,
they just
and
come out and say,
everything just kind
actually,
of happened.
all of Among Us takes place in a tiny world that is within a single blood cell.
Oh my gosh.
That would be the
So the Fall Guy-
fucking best.
Yeah. Oh, another thing that I also just love is that this fight has like no question the highest scale of among the 4 episodes, which is just amazing to me. Like obviously I know it's a reference to like that one Among Us trailer, but it's just so funny to me. They have higher scale than the Dragon Ball character, Bowser and Eggman and Joker Giorno. It's just so funny.
Shin Megami Tensei is weaker than Fall Guys. Anyway, speaking of Fall Guys, the Fall Guys course looks amazing. I really
dude.
like the 3D work and making the courses look alive.
Well, what if David right now just said, yeah, we actually just took all the models from the game.
So
Yep.
I do actually have a funny story about like the 3D environments. Would you
Okay.
believe me if I
Yes.
told you the hardest part was to find the Among Us ship and not the Fall Guys stages?
Really?
Because
Yeah,
like
I
they
would-
could not.
I would believe that, yes.
Yeah, I think they had to use like the VR game one at the end of the day. Like Luis could not find it. And then we were like in a call one night, and Devil Artemis came in, and he was like, "Hey, what are you looking for?" "Oh, I'm just looking for this stupid map from this Among Us game." He said, "No, I have that." Luis looked for like an hour online, and he could not find it. And Devil just came in and was like, "No, I have that."
Of course, he has that.
He has everything. Yeah, but I thought that was funny. And then it barely got used.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's funny to hear. I. Oh right, yeah, no, and another thing is freaking Assassin Night with like all the like Fall Guy backs, like I guess not like flashbacks, but freaking flashes they have at like near the end, and all that art she made is so freaking funny and cool.
I'm so
I
upset she
like
won't
the
be able
one
to make
little.
it into posters that I could purchase.
I feel
Well,
like I feel
she's
like
I don't know
people-
if she's gonna do it or not, but like she talked about like releasing like full HD versions of those just for people to use as wallpapers if they wanted them. I don't know if she's still gonna do that, but I know she
Why
talked
would
about
I?
it.
The art's well made, but why would I want a wallpaper at the Big Bean just being fucking miserable?
Why
It
would
earned
you-
that crown fair and square, and then it got stolen. That's not how the game works, and now it's homeless.
No, no, no,
'Cause
no,
it's
no.
funny.
No, there's. What about that one blue bean in the corner with like the Roblox face?
Yeah.
Dude, it was just like rest in peace. Like the game never
Yeah.
ended.
I'm so
Alright,
glad
speaking
she
of-
made the
speaking-
crown
speaking
look
of-
like a queen, by the way.
Speaking of the Cyan imposter, as it goes, it had every opportunity to sabotage or do anything. It just didn't. Bro did not lock in worth a shit.
Bro, play with the
At
skill I
any
expect
point-
of Gumball Viking.
I am the best at Among Us, okay? I am
Yeah,
the
at maybe
ultimate
at the game, but not
gaslighter.
at pronouncing it.
Among Us.
I feel bad for Brown. Brown was the first victim and then got eaten by Pac-Man.
Would you
Bro
feel-
did
would
not
you
do
feel-
anything.
Would you feel less bad if it was Peter Griffin?
Yes.
I feel more bad, actually.
I purged that clip from my brain, and then you just you just like revisited it.
hatred.
Color of pool.
I chose brown because brown's a color of poo.
Yeah.
And then, I think my favorite part of the fight is just when they're not even really fighting, it's just them playing Fall Guys. It's just really chill, fun environment. White's decapitated, there's blood everywhere, and that's hilarious. Then they're just back to normal stuff.
No, the best part of the fight is when they clash the swords and you can see the skeletons.
Yeah.
I'm
That-
pretty,
yeah.
I'm
That
pretty
that
sure
impact frame was hilarious.
during our prediction I said they need to do that, and
They probably did.
they did.
I think we did. We can check.
I'm pretty sure I said that that needs to be a thing, and then it was a thing. So like, I'm happy. It was a thing.
My favorite part is when the Fall Guy default danced.
Well, no, that's
That
not my
may
favorite
be-
part because the crown is overlaid wrong.
I think
Uh,
I think
Okay.
it makes
David, please tell me you didn't
Listen,
animate that part.
No, I didn't. That was Zach. All Zach.
Okay,
Wasn't
because
me, I
that feels,
swear.
you know, no offense, that feels like the kind of mistake that you would make. I'd bring up, and you go, Nemesis, why did you have to point that out to me?
No. That's not the dance I did. I did another one.
Go to
Oh wait, did you do the Stickman dance?
No, I did the stupid twerk.
yeah.
Oh right, yeah, that.
That's the other dance.
So
Hey,
he was
David.
supposed to just pump his fist. By the way,
I have to ask, you know, was there
completely
anything
wrong.
like personal motivating you to make the imposter the purple one?
He just seemed like it just seemed like a good good thing to make him the exact shade of the purple guy.
I'm just
Yeah.
I'm just
But, you know.
saying, like, speaking as someone whose brand is the color purple, you know, I just felt like, you sure that wasn't like a targeted attack?
Well, maybe it was a targeted attack towards me. You know, I also like purple.
Yeah, but
We're both purple bros.
It's like
that is
purple
true.
guy.
But I don't know if your brand
Yeah.
is purple as much as it is Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh no, am I the Yu-Gi-Oh guy? Uh-oh.
You are at least the Ash versus Yugi guy.
Oh no.
Anyway,
If
actually-
I confirm that it is you, if that bean is you, can you relinquish me being the Yu-Gi-Oh guy
Yeah,
in the community? Okay, yeah, it was. I say it here. That bean was canonically Nemesis because it's on brand for him.
Someone put
Damn.
that onto the Death Battle wiki. In this podcast, Origin the Hero confirms this character's name is Nemesis Bloodreich.
I'm gonna tell
Nemesis bean,
Quack
right?
that.
it's gonna be so.
I swear to God.
I like to imagine that the cyan imposter was Bagel. Oh, I know that some of you guys don't know who Bagel is, especially a lot of people watching. But that's Bagel because they just fucking fumbled so hard.
Dude, so funny thing there.
Do
Funny
we
thing there.
hypothesize the names of the beans and Amoguses during this?
Okay.
Brown is Peter Griffin. I've
the
decided
blue.
Brown is Peter Griffin.
Yeah, Brown is Peter Griffin, indisputably.
Green has to. The
Okay.
green bean has to be Larry Winwood.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, the pink one is a lot
And-
closer to him as a person, because he is the guy who locks the fuck in and then just carries the team. But
True.
All right, but what is the purple Fall Guy imposter's name? He needs a pseudo name.
that's me.
That's
Yeah,
Nemesis.
it's Nem. Yeah.
You should be
Okay,
asking
okay.
the purple Amogus then, or is that?
Yeah, I'm the purple Among Us. I'm the here. I'll be the purple Among Us.
Let's go.
And then I'll be the blue one because red was taken. That always fucking happens. Which also kind of implies that I'm in a yaoi.
I'm gonna
Wait.
I think Yellow Bean and Blue Amogus. The
Alright.
naming rights should go to Carbonated Gem to name them.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
there
yeah,
a common
yeah,
reason
yeah.
to
Okay,
be
I-
obsessed with those two?
I just claim the ownership. I do not want to ruin your image.
That was
Um,
the chip was completely unintentional, by the way. It started with the hug that Larry did, and then when they got ejected, I drew them playing rock paper scissors as a callback to Goku's
And then it
Superman.
just never gets brought back up again. Like they just
And
never
then-
show up again together. Until,
Well,
like, the end
they
screen.
hug on the windscreen, yeah. And then oh shoot, I don't remember like what the jokes were, but like somebody
Gem.
drew them making out.
I think it was Gem.
It was Gem.
No, there was like somebody who drew
There
them
was
making
somebody
out
else.
before Gem, yeah.
Well,
But, like, people
Gem,
just went
Gem
with
has
it.
taken ownership of the ship. It is hers now.
Oh yeah, it's hers.
Yeah.
I mean, who can deny the Moro
All right.
of versus art?
All right then. Jem, if you're watching this, we need you to confirm something. Is this a yaoi or your?
I think she said. I think she's called them boyfriends.
Okay.
before. Yeah.
Wouldn't they be bean friends?
I'm glad.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
I like I could hear the
another-
buffering time there, like the little spinny circle when things are loading in on like for a YouTube video. That was going on all three of you.
Anyway, another favorite moment. The moment where the red imposter uses his 3-meter super of shooting the gun, and then with no meter at all, the fall guy just lays it in on him for a solid like 15 seconds.
There's like, I know the knife bit has to be a Larry Winwood reference. Is the slapping a Larry reference too? Because that's exactly what the Fall Guy does to the Amogus in his.
I mean, like David animated the entire sequence, so.
David.
I actually don't know. Those were part of the boards
Storyboard?
that
Yeah.
John drew.
That's why.
Yeah, I assume.
That's why I didn't ask David because I felt like that would be the response. We'll be like, yeah, I mean, I animated
Yeah, I just
it,
don't
but
really know.
I didn't storyboard it. Idiot.
I assume so. I assume that's
Dude,
what the intention was.
that scene is just so funny to me because the crewmates have done nothing but die, and now that an actual imposter reveals himself, he just gets folded like laundry.
He then proceeds to die.
Yeah, what a fucking poser.
the crewmate, Among Us really just kind of got their shit rocked the entire time. Did not do well at Fall Guys at all. Show up, immediately get eaten by the ghost. The only real hit that the Among Us guys land don't do damage besides killing the other three Fall Guys who were out of the fight anyway.
And they're just fine later, so.
As far the pink the pink Fall Guys just doesn't take damage. I'm pretty sure the only damage they took was mental because they almost lost that crown. And if they lost that crown, they've lost their way. And if they lost their way, someone else was about to lose their life.
True.
I mean, hey, it was two kings killing for the crown. They gotta get the crown.
I love that I've referenced that in another voice chat, and Hyper told me to say something. Well, Hyper told me something that would get this video demonetized. Just know that he was not happy with that realization.
Yeah, no, but then someone made the edit, and now I love it.
That sounds exactly like you, yeah.
Yeah. If I say a joke, Hyper hates it. If someone else says it, he loves it.
Well, you see, when I see it, I love it. When you say it, I hate it.
Yeah, I mean, it is the gumball factor.
You can tell this is how you could tell that we are like best friends and not just normal friends, because if you the difference between friends and best friends, if you're friends and you hear this, you're gonna think, oh, that's kind of offensive, so feelings might be hurt. But if you're best friends, you'd be like, yeah, dog in his ass. Go for the jugular.
Okay. I guess all those. Conclusion. It's funny. It's very funny.
The moment where the Fall Guy locked in, and then he wakes up in a boys comic panel. That.
Yeah, that too. Oh
Among
yeah,
Us
more
Fall
violent
Guys,
than the.
Tells the joke that Star vs. Steven failed to land.
Huh?
Oh, true.
Oh right, yeah.
I just
Oh,
realized
wait.
it's kind of the same little thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, there's blood and guts everywhere. He's just like, oh my god.
I
The crown's all dirty. No, just like the crown's all dirty.
It's so
There we
much
go.
funnier with that, like, the actual, like, line of, I won. It's so much funnier, just like, oh yeah, nice.
Yeah,
just
and
do
then
a
the
dance.
default dance, and a
Yeah.
more violent kill than Omni-Man.
Well, it's
Either of Omni-Man's episodes, to be honest. Quite literally, he grabbed the crown and said, "Now swallow."
Oh, you know what? Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez, you guys are like deconstructing this in ways I never thought about.
Dude, actually, back on Star versus Steven. Imagine if Star lost the episode, and then she still does it. So it's like, finally, I have won. And then Steven shows up through a different dimension.
You hear fucking, like, Arnold Schwarzenegger's voice going, wrong.
And in the watermelon.
Something, behold my vigor.
Yeah, David, that was a really intimidating thing to say.
Something,
What?
something we hold by salt and vinegar.
Vinegar. I wish I remembered what Galactus's line was.
And now Steven Universe must feed.
Among Us. It is so awesome.
I feel like I'm capable of spending another podcast just talking about a single episode
Yeah.
and nothing else. But
Yeah.
we have actual important stuff to talk about. So does anyone want to do any closing remarks? How dare you? You know what's coming up. You know what's coming up. You're gonna feel really stupid in like 13 minutes.
You say that, but like no one thought to put my versus episode on this. So like, clearly priorities are a little different here.
Hyper is the
Right.
one in charge of the dock, so you could blame him.
Right.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Just
Yeah.
blame Hyper.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It works every time. There
Let's
was
just cut
never
out
an
the
instance.
middleman and just blame Gumball.
At what point is there a middleman here? Well, I guess I am the middleman because Hyper is fucking short.
I need to
Can't
recheck.
be.
I need to recheck
That's
my
true.
height.
Hyper's
That's what
even
I need
shorter
to
than
do.
Rena.
Yeah, fun
And-
fact, they had to retake the whole pie scene from the Colex thing because Rena missed the first time.
No, that's not a thing. No,
No, that's true.
we
Yeah.
did not have we did not have a second pie. No.
No, like they had to get a second pie. Hyper's trying to cover it up because like she aimed too high by having her arm straight instead of having it lower.
Why
So
would
she
I?
just kind of
No,
flooded
I would
into
not.
the hotel
No, if we
hallway.
missed, I would just pick it up and just throw the same one again.
See, he's trying to cover it up. He's trying to cover it up.
No.
You sound defensive. You sound so overly defensive. I wonder why.
You know. I hope
He just doesn't
Kratos
want to
and
come out that
Astra-
he's under 4'2".
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hope that Kratos and Astra come at your door and politely ask you to sign up for their upcoming camping trip.
Well,
Don't care.
I
Get
would
sent to
politely
the
ask them to
Eclipse.
have their death battle done in one take, but oh no,
I
too bad.
I would politely ask them. Would you like to join our G Fuel sponsor segment? So I don't think we have anything else to say about this at the moment. Don't provoke me because I will keep talking about it.
Anyways, I want to talk about next time because I'm excited. Astra.
Uh-huh.
I can't believe it. We're finally getting Kratos versus Electro.
My favorite.
You need to come up with a new Spider-Man villain. It's like the equivalent.
Morbius.
Nah, I'm trying to.
We're finally getting
I
Kratos
love-
versus the Chameleon.
There you go.
The goated Chameleon. He will show up to
Yeah.
Kratos' house dressed up as Thor, and somehow this will make his case better.
Yeah. Oh right, yeah.
Yes.
No, I
Speedy, take notes.
No. Speedy's Speedy. I know for a fact that Speedy will miss this, but when we do the PFP matching thing, I'm gonna choose my PFP as Thor when he equips the Kratos one, just to mess with him.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I need to keep playing Oster's Wrath. I need to figure out what he's so wrathful about. Just kind of seems a bit peeved.
I mean,
He-
play
he-
is a
he's-
strong word.
No, he is actually playing it.
No,
Yeah, play is a
I
strong
got
word,
it.
though.
I bought it. I've been streaming it. I actually have
No,
the
I mean,
game
like,
to play.
the game itself, playing it is a strong word.
Yeah.
I mean, on one hand, you're right. On the other, I get to mess with the camera angles during the cutscenes, so it's really funny. Whenever a character I don't like is talking, I just shift the camera away, so they're just like
There are a lot
off
of
screen.
There are a lot of games you can do that with.
Yes, but this one does it the funniest.
That's what you think.
It's is very amusing. Anyways, I am very excited. It's like my second most wanted now. It's like one of the big three for me. Now that one's happening too, and it's like, oh man.
I wonder if
It's,
we're gonna hear about the third matchup today.
I wonder, but it's like, it, I remember like back in the day when like I first joined the community, I was like, hey, I think this is pretty cool, and I was like the only fan of it back then. Like no one ever talked about it, and then just like more and more, and then people liked it, and it's like now it's happening, and now it's like, oh man, it's like it's obviously not as big as Colex because I wanted that before even DB was a thing, but I I'm like very this is like extremely high up there for me as well, and I'm currently actually going through Ragnarok right now because I still haven't seen anything of the Valhalla DLC, and I don't want to be spoiled on that. Well, I mean, I know some stuff, but not fully, and I want to go through that in preparation for this. And I love both of these characters a lot. Like some of my all-time favorites, about basically equally. I would not mind either winning, and I am very, very much looking forward to it. DA seems really excited for it. I know you like posted like a tweet saying like how Asura was like one of the big characters he really wanted in anime, and judging by like the teaser and stuff he's been pulling out, I'm expecting it to be a very special one.
Same, man. I'm so excited to see the episode come together. I just recently started getting into God of War, like maybe a year or so ago.
Oh, nice.
I like all the original ones. I do. And like God of War, even like God of War 3. I know a lot of people have their gripes with it, but like yeah, I like them. But I do want to say like the PS4 God of War and then Ragnarok. Two of the most beautiful games I've ever played, whether it be writing wise, whether it be like just like visually, or like I guess just the way that they produced it is just so good. So good. I think they did Kratos' character, him evolving perfectly.
Oh, absolutely. I am like, yeah, no, I am like a huge fan of those games and like how they taken Kratos' character.
Whenever when the original creator of God of War got upset that Kratos actually had a character now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I mean, he always had one. He always had one. It just wasn't like as clear to people because he was just seen as like it's just like, oh, a big angry guy. Because like obviously,
yeah, he was always just vengeful, really.
Yeah,
Well, the
yeah.
thing
There's
with
subtle
Kratos, he
moments
was always
here and
like
there.
a pretty sad fucking guy who's putting on the image of someone whose only personality trait is anger. Because he does show plenty of other emotion. It's only once his brother dies that he just loses himself to the rage.
Mm-hmm.
If Deimos never died, Kratos probably wouldn't have gone as far as he did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping Deimos
like,
gets mentioned in the analysis of the episode, because he is like top 3 most important characters to the entire story of Kratos.
Oh, 100%.
It would go Ares, Zeus, Deimos, and then everyone else after that.
Well, I also really, I don't know how they're gonna write it yet, because I just haven't seen it. But like, I really want there to be like this tangent about what Atreus has, done for Kratos and like the kind of man that he's turned into.
Mm-hmm.
Because like he was still, like when he got together with Atreus' mother, I can't remember her name.
Laufey.
Yeah. Like he was. I mean, we see in flashbacks he was still kind of like he still had those walls up, really, but like the more exposure he had to his son, the more those kind of came down. And by like the end of Ragnarok, he's he's a really good dad, and I really hope they talk about that.
I still think it's really funny that
But-
Godzilla X Kong decided to turn King Kong into just Kratos. This big, buff, bearded guy with a big axe who goes around with his kid,
Yeah,
just
they kind of
beating
did,
up
didn't they?
this big leader of all the other guys, and he just beats the crap out of him and all that. He's just Kratos, but like the big monkey version.
Yeah, I never thought about that's actually exactly what they did, isn't it?
Yeah.
And
And
then
like he has a metal tooth now. That's his gut scar, I guess.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, it's the same thing. I guess.
I think it'd be really funny if they just decide to turn Kong into a cyborg as those movies go on. So he got the metal arm,
That's
it's got the metal tooth. If they just slowly
that's
turn him
true.
into Mechanic Kong, that'd be really funny.
Give him Cyborg's iconic red glowing eye.
Yeah, we're
And
gonna
then
see
the
that in the
trifecta will
preview
be
for the
complete.
next Godzilla Kong movie. The first poster is gonna be one's gonna be Pink Godzilla, and the other one's gonna be Kong with a glowing metal eye.
Exactly.
He's gonna go from Kratos to MCU Thor when he gets his new axe powered by lightning and goes, "Bring me Destroyer."
Just bring me Destroyer.
Destroyer, not Destroyer.
I
Uh,
know, but I'm just saying. I guarantee they'll make that mistake at
Yeah.
some point. I'm sure they will.
yeah. And then
I'm just expecting it.
yeah.
Yeah, I can see.
I want to talk about Astra because Kratos, Astra on like because like it's obvious to tell nowadays for Kratos about like his more deeper parts of his character. Astra on the offset, like any average person, looks like some absolutely insane guy who just punches around everything and screams really loudly at everyone. And well, I mean, yeah, he does do that, but there is also subtle parts to his character as well that I also would really like to see in like the fight. um, he, but also I was drawn to it because of just like I was like, wow, this guy is awesome, and I just wanted to learn more about him and what the whole thing was about. And I'm just like, man, I wish it. I'm happy it got a good conclusion, even if the ending was gutted to DLC at the end because of Capcom. I'm happy it did get a conclusion. But if this came out like a few years later, it would have been a huge hit. It was just like it just like had everything you needed, well, except for the gameplay. But even then, it still has like the best QTEs in any game ever, which I think is still quite the accomplishment. But yeah, no, it's like it left such a huge impression on me, and Asura as a character, despite only having one game, is like I just find him so entertaining and so like thought provoking as a character, and like what he does and just how he does it is just I don't want to say too much because I kind of just want to like if for anyone who doesn't know about him, I would just recommend just seeing a playthrough because like I mean the game. I mean it's hard to get it for 1 and 2. The gameplay is
I
not
would
something
almost
that's
rather
usually
Azura
praised.
versus my guy.
Yeah. Oh, actually, speaking about that, I was looking around the wiki and I completely forgot about this. But apparently, like they said in like in a Reddit MMA, he was originally planned for a finale, and they said,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah, we'll definitely do Asura one day." And well, I mean, yeah, and here he is now after all that time.
Going back to that, this is I guess this isn't really a plug to PlayStation or whatever, but like if you have like the what is it called, the PlayStation Plus, you can stream Asura's Wrath for free. You can play it right now if you have it. So if you haven't played it, I check it out. I personally haven't played it either, but I plan on doing it before the episode comes out.
Hell yeah! Oh, is it DLC included?
I am not sure. It might just be the base game.
Well, that's
Yeah. Because like
I mean,
Asura's Wrath, I mean, I don't even think it ever got re-released, I think, and it's super rare for PS3 right now, I'm pretty sure.
yeah.
Boy howdy, I love it when game companies make their games available.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is unfortunate, but the ending is immensely satisfying. It's been, like, 'cause, like that final confrontation with Chakravartin is like one of like best endings of all time to me, and it is just so perfectly well done in every way, and it is just I will never forget what the you won't know this, but like when it says extend arm and you press that button, I was just like, yeah, no, this is peak. Everything about this is peak. I love this guy so much, and it was just, so good. Yeah, no, yeah, I'm like much like Kratos, he does all this to like protect his to protect and save his daughter at any cost, and oh man, I'm just happy to just like finally see it coming through, and like I have a lot of like hype for it, and this is like, well, aside from like one other one, this is like the last. This is like the second to last big one for me. Is like I am really looking forward to this a lot. I know I have faith that DA is gonna cook for this one. It's gonna be peak, especially from everything shown off.
Oh, dude, I can't wait.
Alrighty. Okay.
I'm fortunate news, guys. I have run out of too loudly put into the mic and eat. I am sorry. I suppose.
Yeah, we're moving on to Versus Void now.
Ow.
Yeah. Okay. First and most importantly, I am going to prioritize this because I am not giving Nemesis the chance to be humble. Indominus Rex versus Sharktopus. This is the big one. This is 8 times larger than Jupiter. Big one. If you want to know what that means, actually watch the episode.
Yeah.
Bitch.
That's a line that's really stuck with Gumball, which is good.
Very important line and line delivery.
Yeah, I'm quite happy with how the episode came out. It was a pain to animate because, you know, I animate
would
on
imagine.
Pivot, and Pivot doesn't have any sort of technology for rigging. So with Sharktopus being an 11-piece rig, you know, that was fun. I really hate the amount of people talking about, the sprites are so shit. It's like, what the fuck do you expect me to do about that? What the fuck do you think I can do?
I think it's just really funny that Sharktopus just looks so calm. I don't really have a problem with it. I just find it really funny.
Well, the reason he looks like that is because that's just the best I could do. But it is quite amusing. He looks like he does not give a shit the whole time.
Like, dude, I got stuff to do. If you could just stop all of that, that'd be fun.
And then at the very end, he just looks like bloody pissed and just devours them.
Yep, one of them does look pissed, and one of them does eat the other. That is how it goes. I didn't want to end it with Vor, but frankly, how the fuck else am I supposed to end a fight like that? Like, is anyone here to see?
I'll kill them.
To see like one of them just die of asphyxiation? That's boring.
Yeah, no, just like real. Yeah, no, just like reeling back and forth. And like, I need water.
Just funny because Sharktopus shouldn't be able to breathe either way, but does. Just does.
It just does.
Yeah, because it doesn't have the mantle of an octopus, and it doesn't. It can't propel itself in the water, so it can't oxygenate through its shark gills. It's just useless. It can't do shit.
It just doesn't. Yep, it just doesn't care.
It literally just doesn't care and lives anyway. The Chinese remake kind of alleviates it by saying that the Sharktopus evolves really quickly, so you can just kind of assume that it just evolved a way to breathe somehow. So like, fine, but the original sci-fi trilogy doesn't do anything like that.
Well, like, I guess, obviously, I can't really follow the exact anatomy, and I don't know anything about the movies or anything, but can't, like, octopi or whatever, like, live out of the water for a significant amount of time?
The way octopuses breathe is using a mantle to push water over their gills. The Sharktopus very blatantly does not have a mantle. It just has
Oh, okay.
like the tentacles of an octopus. That's it, and like the beak on its stomach for some reason, but no mantle. So the Chinese one is a whole octopus with a shark head going out of its beak. So that one probably could get away with it. It probably does have a mantle. It probably can push water over its gills. But it evolves so fast that I think it's just a case of it just evolved to breathe air.
Gotcha. Well, I guess there isn't like a huge rule set on like character building for Sharktopus.
No.
So like, you know,
Its opponents have been Terracuda, a Barracuda Pteranodon. I can't even say pterodactyl. Some, probably more pteranodon, but some kind of pterosaur at least. And then Whalewolf, which is a pun on werewolf. And it's stupid. It's dumb as shit. I hate Whalewolf. I did. So at one point, I considered doing Terracuda versus Mega Gator, I think, or Super Gator from the Mega Shark series. And then I found out that that guy is 400 meters long. That is bigger than Godzilla Earth. So, no comments on who would win, but for a fight, that doesn't give me much to work with.
little bit of a tangent, but like I remember when I was a kid and we used to, like I still had TV. We had like the Sci-Fi Channel, and they would always show those kind of movies. And I remember like it was like Dino Croc versus Super Gator or whatever.
Yo, Dino Croc vs Super Gator.
Have you watched it?
Yeah.
Do you remember that part where this girl was just like walking in like ankle deep water, right? And then like a freaking 100-foot Dino Croc jumps out of the water.
That happens a lot in these films. It's the most shallow water, and then just a shark thing comes out.
I remember that was my
Dino
first
Croc versus
exposure as a
Spinosaurus
kid.
from Jurassic Park 3 genuinely kind of goes hard. I'd be tempted to do
I remember that was like my first experience to like cheesy movies and being like, wow, that was
bad movies.
Horrible. I love it.
Yeah.
Because like up to that point, I was terrified of the movie. I was like, "Oh, dude, that's so creepy. That's so scary. I'm terrified right now." And then that happened. I was like, "Oh,
so you were a dumb kid.
This is just a movie, huh?" Yeah, I was a dumb kid until I was enlightened. Until I had that like. Breaking moment.
I think you're still dumb until you watch Sharktopus versus Indominus Rex, not Death Battle.
Actually, I watched the animation when we were talking right now, and I liked it. I think you did a really good job.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll go back a little bit later and watch the analysis.
And anyone wondering, there isn't currently a vote going on because Mewtwo vs. Cooler is going to be a bit delayed. And the episode after that is going to be like one of those movie-length ones. And
there is...
So
yeah, the roster is fucking... The roster is fucking stacked right now. Participate in this next vote because there are some bangers there.
I can just go through them quickly.
Okay.
In order, your choices are Dr. Manhattan versus Richard Nixon, which is... It's still a really funny name just out of context.
And then...
Meta Knight versus Virgil, specifically from Brawl and UMVC 3, which, if you're wondering, we will not only look at game mechanics, but also specifically scaling only from the Smash Bros. And Marvel vs. Capcom series, because if we didn't do that, Marvel vs. Capcom would not get any 616 scaling because it's Earth 11307. No, that's wrong. It's a completely unrelated Earth, and fucking the vampire guy, Morlun, completely bitches out the Spider-Man of that world, and in Marvel vs. Capcom, Spider-Man can like take on Thanos, so that is a really weak world.
Okay.
Wait. When you say that you're gonna scale like Smash Bros stuff, it says you specify Brawl Meta Knight. Does this mean that scaling to characters like Aleem and Darkon is not viable because
No,
that's not Brawl?
no.
They-
I thought the way I
he
thought
wouldn't
this was going
scale
to be
to them
approached
anyway.
was no. I just want to. I thought it was going to be like the way it's approached is like how their frame data and like their gameplay
Yeah, no, that
actually
will
plays.
we will take that into account as well. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, awesome.
There is a non-zero chance if there's universal arguments for both. We'll just use both and then go. So here's how the frame data works. Not sure though. We haven't done the research. Zelda versus Zelda, which to some would be like, didn't you already do Link? Link, isn't that the same thing? No. Both of these Zeldas are significantly more powerful than their respective Links. This might be the only timeline where that's the case, to my knowledge. I don't know about the new one. Because CDI Zelda actually fucking beats Ganon in a fight. Link never does that. He has to use, like, the fucking book. And Cartoon Zelda has the full Triforce. So they're just
Cartoon Zelda.
so much stronger.
Both of these Zeldas. Cartoon Zelda also has the edge over Cartoon Link in the sense that she has, like, established boundaries.
Yeah, I mean, there is a point where it seems like she is egging him on to do the sort of shit he does, because she is very receptive to it in whenever they're like not in danger. So sometimes it almost feels like she's asking him to do it, which they have a strange relationship. But by the time of Captain N, he's
very
matured
terrifying. That is a very terrifying quote out of context. I just want to say.
So we have the protagonist of Breaking Bad versus Light Yagami from Death Note.
It'd be really funny if just out of nowhere we got the money for Cheetah World to do a full animation for it and just not elaborate.
There is the Very Hungry Caterpillar versus Hungry Hippos. We just kind of came up as an idea one day, and we did all the research, and we just need to slot it somewhere in a season. But if it wins this, then it'll just move forward to now.
I'm gonna be so real. That feels like a 1 second punch out.
You have no idea. We have Sanji versus Sweet Tooth, which literally, I was sitting here thinking, who's like a fiery guy who makes food that can fight Sanji? Because I like Sanji, and we're like, we don't want to just use Gordon Ramsay again because he's already been on our death battle, and we would just be retreading the same ground. I was like, what about Sweet Tooth? He's on fire and he makes ice cream. And that was it. That was the whole logic behind it. It's so fucking stupid. It is so dumb.
I was gonna suggest a guy from Food Wars, but you know what? This is way more your brand.
Yeah. Then there's Not Shane versus Mario. The Town with No Name versus Hotel Mario. I
think you should do like. So you know how they did the TMNT Royale and then the winner fights its? You should do the 7 Koopaline hotels and then the winner fights Hotel California.
Why?
Such a lovely place.
I'm gonna be honest. Shane Mario would be one of the closest matchups on this list. I'm gonna be totally honest with you.
Is that the last one too?
Nope, there is Composite Sun versus Composite Medusa. This one actually saw in the official Discord someone asked what's the joke here, and I'm glad some people did get it. Don't stare at the sun. What is Medusa's whole bit? To be transparent here, this was going to be in season 2. The joke was going to be Medusa looks at the sun, it turns to stone, it falls and kills her. But that season had too many episodes where there's just no fight and it ends instantly, which can be funny as like a one-off, but when it happens so frequently, we decided to take it out. Then we went, what if we just did every version of the sun versus every version of Medusa and just see what shakes out?
I think what that's going to come down to is who sees faster.
Anyways, next segment.
Hold on, the last one. Amazing Bulk versus Metal Man versus Almighty Thor versus fucking Samuel Battle. The Mockbuster Avenger Royale. Yeah, that speaks for itself.
That sounds like the main event.
Because it's a battle royale, yeah. I know that Bulk versus Metal Man on its own is a matchup, but I think it's funnier with shit-ass Silent Thor and Samuel battle.
Dude, it is actually just really funny to me.
Did
Dexter's
you-
Lab made the Amazing Bulk first. By all accounts, they're allowed to sue.
If they use their actual names, the matchup becomes Hank versus Kyle versus Sam versus Thor. Which is great.
If his name is Hank, is there a way you could sneak in Hank Hill somewhere?
Hell, yeah, I was just thinking that. I hate it. Ugh, I love it.
I think
And then you could just have a reference to Ant-Man. All my propane and propane accessories are gone. The ants have eaten.
propane.
Bobby, what have you done with these hands?
yeah,
Oh.
there is one particular place that I think I could sneak Hank Hill in.
All right, thank you. And now, other stuff. Mini Rumble continues its month of terror into December. Every month is a month of terror, or if you think about life too hard. So there's your life hack for today.
Wow, I thought you were going to transition that into the coldest, rudest diss towards Mini Rumble you could manage.
No, I'm a polite person.
As shown by how
Reptile
love
was-
Mini Rumble and Riot Rumble and these things. Reptile Lizard was alright, yeah.
It was cool.
No, I like this one. I like
I like the thing that stuck out to
It's
me
cool.
was when Reptile speaks. It reminded me that his voice in MKX is just what they would go on to use for Baraka in the later games.
It's cool that they're finally deciding to actually replace 1 minute melee now. There's the playful ribbon that you were asking for.
Yeah, I
But yeah,
like
you
this
know
one.
what?
It was good.
I don't mind the length at all. I actually remember writing the script for this one. Don't look for it. It's dog shit.
I'll put a link in the description.
Yeah, I will kill you. I will actually fucking kill you.
No, you won't. You will try.
But you know what? I'm gonna go to Google Docs now, delete it. If I haven't already. But
Well, it's on dock. I probably won't be able to get it then.
yeah. Anyway, but basically, yeah, I like how resourceful Lizard was. I like that Reptile has those strings. Basically everything I want from the matchup. A matchup that I used to consider something I really liked, and now in retrospect, gotta be like, you know, it's probably still really good for Reptile.
In retrospect,
But
he gives a
also-
fucking shit about Reptile. I mean, he's got his fans.
I mean, like,
but you know who doesn't
he-
care about Reptile? Fucking NetherRealm.
I like Reptile. Oh, he was my main in 9, and I'm trying to make him my main in 1. Play that, which is never at home because there's no way I'm gonna buy that game.
Yeah. The thing, like, I can't imagine a Reptile analysis being particularly exciting. I could say that for most Mortal Kombat characters, admittedly.
Yeah. There's no second part to that just yet.
If I was to have a Reptile matchup, it would be against someone else who's trying to revive his dead race. Which, you know, Lizard is very much not that guy. He is
What about
human.
Rukio for Darkstalkers? What about Rukio?
I'm not a Darkstalker.
Mortal Kombat versus Darkstalkers, Rukio is like the last merman. In the Udon comics, he kidnaps a Street Fighter character with the intention to reproduce using them, and that woman is not against it at all. And then we never see them again.
Oh yeah, I know this guy. I could see that working.
I like how that's what reminded you.
No, I looked at an image of him.
I mean, that would help too.
He's the guy who in
I'm
the American
surprised.
cartoon keeps getting hit with "You're pretty handsome," which is
Well, it seems like no matter the continuity, his race is absolutely going to be saved. He's going to repopulate it like Aang did for the Airbender.
Wait a minute. No, yeah.
I'm surprised that this isn't a series pairing more often, because it's like Starkstalkers is just Warrior or Street Fighter. So this lines up better, generally speaking.
Darkstalkers
Especially
has
with all the
a similar
monsters
vibe
going
to
around.
old Mortal Kombat, with like the very silly energy to it.
Yes, the good era of Mortal Kombat, back when it didn't take itself seriously. That's the only era I care about.
You know, I could see Reptile versus the creature from the Black Lagoon here being cool. If I wanted a lizard matchup, it would be against like someone else who is an absolute genius. Like
I hear
Leatherhead from
Man-Bat. I hear
Ninja
Man-Bat.
Turtles. Fuck Man-Bat.
I hear Man.
Well, Man-Bat's cool. I
What's
like
wrong
him,
with
but
Man-Bat?
I want him to fight Leatherhead from Ninja Turtles. Lizard versus Leatherhead. That's what I like. Especially because Leatherhead has so
Fair.
few starring roles that they would be strong-armed into using the 2003 version. And I would like that a lot, because he's one of my favorite characters in that series.
It's gonna be really funny when they talk about Lizard, and it's gonna be a version now. They're gonna be. By the way, he ate his son.
Perfect time to cut off. Yeah.
Yes.
You guys keep
Okay.
yapping, I gotta do something. Won't be a moment.
Okay. This is a good time to announce Riot Rumble thing. Not sure when it's going to come out at this point, but we are in the development stages, as in the writing stages, for The Grinch versus Jack Skellington. This is something me and Origin are working really hard on. And of course we're getting other people to... The first draft has been completely written. We're going through the revision phase, and if all goes well, the animation process should not be too long after. Right? Beyond that, it's like a matter of releasing it, and without saying too much, like, you guys are only really gonna care about this matchup during the holiday season. If this was completed, we could release it realistically within the March to May window. But that's not when you guys want to see this episode. You want to see this episode uploaded on December 25th. So, I guess realistically it's up to you guys whether you want it as soon as possible, or do you want to wait till the time is right. Personally speaking, I think this episode will be the best that it could be if you wait till the next holiday season. But also, I'm so passionate for this project that I am more than willing to release it early. I'm a very impatient person, but I'm also someone that wants to make sure that something that is the best that it can be.
Oh, and it's fantastic what you've written for it so far. I'm super excited for people to see it. If you want to go follow me on Twitter, you can see some of the sprite work in progresses too. By the way,
if you follow me on Blue Sky, I'll tell you nothing. Blue Sky. There's not much of an incentive as far as this matchup is concerned. I talk about death battle matchups. I pitch random episodes determined by random number generator. I love how I went from Deku versus Asta to Mario versus Sonic 2 back to back. My two least favorite episodes of Modern Death Battle just there. No, not yet.
Not yet.
Just waiting on that, waiting for it to come up, and you guys thoughts on this piece of shit, and the people replying going, "Hey, now hold on there, feller. What are you on about?"
No, it's so funny.
Partner.
Like, the original thing is like, today's number is this. What are your thoughts on this episode? But when it landed on Deku versus Asta, it was like, today's episode is Deku versus Asta. God damn it. Fuck.
Did you see my response? I posted a response to that, you know.
Yeah, it is completely accurate and 100% faithful and unbiased.
And the characterization is
I love a guy. Yeah, I love a guy who could just speak his mind, you know. And then Mario vs. Sonic was the next day. And then Mario vs. Sonic was the next day.
I didn't
and
respond
the
to that.
first thing I did is I posted a screenshot of the number it landed on, and I just said no, I fucking refuse. And then 5 minutes later, I caved in. And I was like, you know what, fuck it.
Yeah, number 100.
I'm going to work I'm going to work anyway. I'm not going to be focused on this. You talk about this while I distract the feds.
While you think about Buff Helpy from FNAF, from Freddy in Space 3, I think.
See, these are the questions I should be asking. Fuck Death Battle, actually. But we also... It's not just about the versus show. It's not just about the animations and stuff like that. It's also about the music. So let's head to the music moment.
Yeah, it's the moment of music. Music moment.
And Therwolf's entire singular moment, which isn't even a versus track, so
Yeah,
I don't even know why I brought
no
that
need to
up.
bring up Therwolf.
Yeah.
It's Brandon time. I listened to all these before we started recording. How many of these did you guys listen to?
Yeah?
Are you fucking kidding me? Hyper?
I just
Stop
kidding.
going
I
feral.
did.
Don't
I
give
did
in to your
listen to
inner
that.
Pokemon beast.
I listened to the Adam West Japanese Spider-Man one because why would I not?
Oh yeah,
Oh, that one
obviously.
was good.
Obviously. Okay, yeah, no, jokes aside, I'm pretty sure we all listened to that one. Made me excited.
But
invested
first, we
into
have
the
From
matchup, and
Zero,
then
Gohan versus Ultraman Zero. This track was okay, and the matchup is okay.
I have no stakes in Ultraman matchups yet. I talked about Optimus versus Ultraman, was told it was bad, and then I'm just kind of keep looking. Because nothing else for Ultraman really sticks with me, if we're talking about the original
I
version
like
of the
how
character.
I told you that you could do Ultraman versus Star Convoy, but now Hasbro have basically soft confirmed that Star Convoy is actually the original form of Optimus Prime, like in the 13 Primes, because in the current line of toys, Age of Primes or whatever, the 13th is represented through Star Convoy, meaning that would be literally like a 21-dimensional super being. So no, maybe don't feed Ultraman to him.
Yeah. Maybe I'll just stick with Ultraman versus Optimus until I can find something I enjoy more. But I like that idea on the surface level.
I
Ultraman
enjoy.
Zero, I really like Mothra Leo versus Ultraman Zero. I genuinely, having just rewatched the Rebirth of Mothra films as one of their only fans, I would be tempted to do that on Not Death Battle if sprites existed, but they don't, so...
Speaking of Mothra, one of these days we should talk about Mothra versus Lugia, because that is a matchup that's getting more popular in the tokusatsu scene, I want
I
to say.
do not like it. It is also by far the best Mothra matchup. So, you know.
I guess you're going to have to Stockholm Syndrome yourself into this one.
I like specifically GMK Mothra versus Lugia, because she is the guardian of the sea, while being a giant flying fuck-off thing, for some reason. Which is kind of the whole weird thing with Lugia. But otherwise, like,
Well, if it makes you feel better, Lugia is not a water type, so...
I know, he's psychic. Which fits any Mothra fine, except the Monsterverse one.
Well, I'm not talking about Monsterverse. I imagine Death Battle would do the lame composite thing. How would you approach it?
Thematically, GMK is the one that makes the most sense, but for a fight and actually, like, having comparable stats, I would use Heisei Mothra. There is enough material, like, you can composite into just Heisei Mothra with her appearances in other media that you could get away with it, but because Lugia is going to be composited himself, because of how the verse community handles Pokemon in general, fuck it, just do a composite Mothra. See if I care if Lugia gets absolutely bodied.
I can't wait for a Pokemon that is clearly not supposed to scale to the Creation Trio gets scaled to the Creation Trio. And I also can't wait for it to lose anyway.
No, Mothra will win by dropping its wings like in the NES game.
You brought up NES Godzilla.
You
brought up NES Godzilla. This conversation is
Mothra
completely
scaling
ruined.
would be like, she's one of the strongest kaiju in the Showa era. So she would scale to like star level, I think. I don't remember the calc. Heisei would be planet level.
I have been told that Mothra is like the poster child of tokusatsu jobbers.
Yep, but she is definitively planet level. In the Heisei era, the whole point of Batra waking up is to destroy a planet-busting meteor, and Mothra is like on par with Batra. And in the anime novels, Batra also wakes up to destroy Gorath, which is a moon-sized asteroid flying towards Earth at like sub-light speeds. And Batra only fails this because Godzilla kills him first. And then that would imply Godzilla has the power to destroy Gorath normally, and the long time he spent charging up was not to get enough power to destroy it, but to just reach it, because it's far off in space. And then Mothra just shows up and defeats Godzilla Earth, just unambiguously. She nearly dies in the process. She definitely comes out worse than Godzilla Earth, but he does back off. The entire Millennium era, though, that's a bad showing for Mothra. And the Monsterverse did not do any favors. But Mothra is very powerful, in the sense that in Pokemon she would be planetary, which is, you know, stronger than pretty much any average Pokemon. Stronger than any average Pokemon. She's at least as strong as a legendary, and should be stronger than anything I've seen for Lugia.
Okay. This was about a music moment, and this had nothing to do with it. That's entirely on me.
Anyway, Ultimate
have
Zero
really
versus
good
Mothra Leo. That's
music.
a cool matchup. People should support that, and yes, you can argue it being even in stats.
Neat.
That's the one Mothra you can argue to uni. Bat Out of Hell, Adam West Batman versus Japanese Spider-Man.
Peak. I like the track.
It's a good track.
I like the track.
I really like it.
Fun matchup. I liked in the Japanese Spider-Man series when Keikatsu Zubat showed up, but then they just decided that's not Zubat, even though it looks exactly like him and is the same actor in the same suit. What a good episode.
That is...
Well, I think he appears in 2 episodes. I think his name is Go Tachibana, which is frustrating as a name.
The thing is, like, Adam West Batman, people are just gonna think, oh, this just means the live action show. Adam West plays him in Super Friends as well. So, what you define as Adam West Batman entirely means, like, do you want to focus on this continuity, or do you want to focus on Adam West's entire filmography while he was playing Batman?
You probably
and
should,
if you
because
do,
the Japanese Spider-Man does show up in the comics.
Yeah, so...
And has
And
scale
I guess
Kamen
most
Rider and
important...
stuff too. So, which is probably more impressive than scaling to any version of Peter. Because it's not like he scales to Captain Universe.
And I guess the most important question, do you take the decibels at face value?
Yeah,
No.
you do.
No, I mean,
Why wouldn't you?
it's just like
Like, maybe if you're like a coward, one of them fucking coward folk, you wouldn't, but obviously you should.
Yeah. I can't wait for him to have, like, Kaiju mech propellant. And then Peter's just out of options.
Yeah. The next track, Awaken Thine Blood, Lucina versus Siri. I like this matchup, and I really like this track, actually.
I hear a lot of good things about the track, haven't gotten around to it yet. I'll be blunt, a general disinterest to check it out Fire Emblem anytime soon. I hope that feeling goes away in the future, but I just have such this huge priority of everything else. And I have had interactions that make me not all that excited to visit Fire Emblem as a franchise. But I'm sure as
More
time
like
goes
Dumb
on,
Emblem featuring the goated Lindis.
I just don't think I would like the gameplay style of it.
I like the gameplay of Fire.
I
like grid-based strategy RPG.
Persona 5 Royal is like one of my favorite games of all time. I booted up Persona 5 Tactico once. So
I don't
I'm
even
just
think
getting. What I'm getting is
think
that you
the
guys are
rapper off mine.
too stupid to play grid-based tactical RPGs.
what I'm hearing
I'm not
is that we
denying
should.
that.
Well, yeah, we were introduced as the idiots, but also what I'm hearing is that we should take Mulan from Disney, impale her face into a crane, and then drop her into the portal to hell, and that will be a Fire Emblem reference.
You could do that, but Disney already did that
Mhm.
when they made the live-action version.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
kind of
Man, that movie
Kinda
was
cra-
trash.
crazy how DBX treated Mulan with more respect than Disney did.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Then we have Blood Red Horizon, which is an interesting matchup here. The the Azure Lane and Kantai collection versions of the villain of World War II warship, the German Bismarck. Interesting. That was a ship owned by the man with the funny mustache, I believe. And
I really
it is
like the art.
I-
rate.
the thing I know it
I like
most
the-
for is the fact that this ship is one that conducted one single offensive ever, and that's it. It just kind of fucking did nothing. It was a useless ship despite its power, and that's really funny.
We should throw that thing against the Titanic.
It would blow up.
I like the art Red did for it because, like, looking at it, because I remember he told me, "Oh yeah, I made art of this type of character." I'm like, "What?" And then he showed it to me, and I'm like, "What?"
That's a Nazi, by the way.
Yeah, I know that.
Don't
I know they
say
are.
the
But, like,
word.
yeah,
Hopefully, we're
don't
deep
say
enough to
that.
get away with it. YouTube doesn't like it when you
Okay.
criticize them. You can't say
Oh, no.
fuck them because that's seen as bad for some reason.
Oh no, I said a term about people who were bad, and I'm putting them in a bad light, and YouTube doesn't like that. YouTube.
Freedom of speech isn't free, Gumball.
Don't forget, famous YouTuber JXE got attacked because she assumed that they were racist, and that was wrong. That's something that happened, and that's interesting reaction, huh?
I'm just thinking to myself of that one image of the Animal Crossing girl where she's just sitting there. Oh, look at this hairstyle. Gone.
Anyway, yeah, the
Yeah.
track's alright, yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, we got the paragraph
pasta.
pastas.
This one I wanted to plug in for Violet. One of the wiki mods. This was one they made solo, and I know they put a lot of time into this with it because it's a whole cast of characters and a bunch of weapons that they had to analyze on their own. And
Just say the
I
name.
Commend them. It is a red team from Chief Fortress versus Sinners from Limbus Company. I respect them for the effort they put into this. I had no idea what Limbus Company was, and
That sounds
dude,
about
it
right.
was I know they had it in their PFP for sometimes, but like, it was an interesting experience to learn about them. But yeah, no, this was a really well put together blog. Respect them for the effort for that, especially by themselves for most of it.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
There's
Oh,
a
shit.
South Korean representation in Versus. You never see that. It's pretty sure Olympus Company is a South Korean. It's from a South Korean indie team. They made Lobotomy Corp, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken. Someone look it up and correct me. I'm just gonna look it up now to make sure I'm not spreading misinformation. I've got my phone right here. Yep, South Korean studio Project Moon. They made Lobotomy Corporation. Oh, and Library of Ruiner. I don't know what that is, but that sounds funny. I like libraries. They scare off versus debaters. everyone just like
so go
simultaneously
check it
die
out,
or something?
I didn't. I thought I was checking my
I-
gear. I was like, wait, did something just happen?
Yeah, no, I thought. Yeah, no, I thought.
All right, official ordeal.
Okay. Fortnite Gumball.
That stupid
All
game
right,
with
so
the
this new
dancers.
season.
It's got Godzilla, and I fucking
Yes.
hate him. It looks so bad. Oh my goodness.
Oh, no, it looks awful, but it looks so funny to equip. I cannot wait to use this with these emotes with this awful looking
Yeah.
skin.
It's already one of my least
January,
favorite Godzilla
will
designs,
be.
and they made it worse.
All right, so like, all right, so
I imagine the actual Godzilla, like that will roam around the map, will actually have like a better proportioned model.
Yeah, but
instead
it'll
of
still
that.
be a design
But
I
my
don't
God, it
like. The
looks
one
so
with
dumb.
the fucking skinny Godzilla who looks so fucking weak. I hate
So
the
anyway,
evolved look with like the emaciated gut that looks like he's not eaten anything in years. And like the big man boobs that like I don't want Godzilla to look like me. Don't do that. I don't mind the pink spines. I prefer purple because that's like the Godzilla 2000 thing. But like I can live with those.
Godzilla.
The
Oh my
really
God,
thin
Godzilla, the Blood
thighs
Edge Hole?
for some reason.
It's the,
like-
it's the Rock that the Blood Edge Hole, but for Godzilla.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't like how it looks. Like the other movie, like he keeps changing proportions every MonsterVerse film. But like 2014, he's really bulky. King of the Monsters slims him down a lot, but he's got like a really bulky upper torso. He looks powerful. Godzilla vs Kong completely 180'd that by giving him a thinner upper torso, but these massive chonker thighs. That especially in that one scene where he turns around to look at Kong in Hong Kong, and he's just got these massive thighs thicker than skyscrapers, which is so silly. But like it makes him look big. And then in Godzilla X Kong, he's just really slim. And then he gets even slimmer. And it's like, I don't like it. I don't like skinny Godzilla. I'm fine with it in Final Wars. Because, I don't know, Final Wars just doesn't have the really emaciated gut, I guess. And also the head looks better. But like, it's gonna be that design in Fortnite. I don't like that. Lame.
All right. Anyway,
Uh-huh.
speaking of Fortnite, and this goes beyond Fortnite. So there seems to be a relationship between Godzilla and another Japanese icon that has kind of been sticking up, and you know, as anything tends to be,
She is
it involves
14, can you
Hatsune
not call it a
Miku.
relationship?
It could be a platonic relationship. That's fine.
Yeah.
Why
be
it doesn't
clear
have
when
to.
you word it that way. You
It is
fucking
a friendship
donkey.
that
Dude, we can play Hatsune Miku songs in the lobby now.
It is actually insane. Hatsune Miku has been confirmed for Fortnite, and nothing else matters.
But is
Yeah,
there
also-
is Megarine Luca in there?
We're gonna work our way
Then
up there. Okay, this is
Why
big.
should I give a shit?
And also
Is-
Baymax
did-
and a new season as well.
Well, Baymax is awesome. One of my favorite Disney movies. I got him.
That was
Hatsune Miku,
insane.
more important.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway. So, like I said, this goes beyond Fortnite. So it turns out there are multiple crossovers where Godzilla shows up and then Miku shows up shortly after. So it's at the same time. Super Monkey Ball. I think we talked about this recently. Or Plan 2. Godzilla and Miku just met up there as well.
Yeah.
They just put everyone into monkey balls these days.
The
It doesn't
first
have
time
to be about
Miku was for
monkeys.
some reason in the Shinkalian anime, which is really funny because that's like a mecha anime where they're all like trains. They're all just Rail Racer from RID 2001 Transformers. But then in the movie,
Yeah, the first time.
which I believe is called
Yeah, the first time.
Shinkansen Henkei Robo Shinkalian the movie, the marvelous fast Alpha X that comes from the future. I think that's the full name. In it, Godzilla just shows up. He just shows up. They're just like, oh, look, it's Godzilla. Oh, of course it is. Yeah, why wouldn't it be? He blasts Miku
And then
once and she's like,
it-
holy shit, thank God I survived that. What the fuck was that?
And then Shinji from Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Yeah, like Godzilla blasts the main character.
What the
I
hell
think his
are you
name's
talking
Hayato.
about?
And
What?
he
This
gets
is
transported
real.
to the he gets blasted away. He wakes up and he's like, "Huh, I've been here before. Hey, look, there's fucking Asuka and Rei. Oh, hi, Shinji Ikari from Neon Genesis Evangelion." And then he wakes up and it tries to make you think it's a dream. And then later on, he's like, "Nah, it wasn't a dream. I just forgot that it happened once I came back." And then he's like, "I call upon my friend. I summon him through my gacha roll. Go, Shinji, in his Evangelion Shinkalion."
Wait, hold on. Doesn't Simon the Digger show up too?
No,
Or is this something else?
you're thinking of Super Robot Wars.
Okay.
I do not know if Shinkalion is in Super Robot Wars. I'll be honest. Someone tell me. Who was it? Epic Link Sam, I think it was. If you are watching this, tell me if Shinkalion shows up.
Okay. I'm pretty sure there's other stuff for official deal, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
the Sonic Transformers collaboration figure has been revealed. They've also put up Kiryu Convoy, as I will call him, and Type Godzilla Megatron, whatever, on pre-order, which I didn't see prior, but maybe that's just in Australia where it wasn't available. They've revealed, I think, like, their names don't matter. Sonic and Tails and Transformers. Sonic is a blue boy who turns into his car from one of the racing games. Probably Sonic Racing. And he looks good. He doesn't have the shoes, which makes him look barefoot, which is really strange, but fine. I'll live with barefoot Sonic, whether I want to or not. He's got a ring accessory, and I think the shield capsule, whatever, is a weapon. But more interesting than that is the Tails, who doesn't look as good, but turns into his fucking plane. The original one. I mean, it's Sonic's plane, but, like, shut up. And that's just a really rare type of
Can I ask you
vehicle.
something real quick?
Yeah.
Oh, I was about to ask. He's like the second biplane in Transformers ever, right?
I
I didn't know if that was true or not.
The only other one I can think of that has a toy would be Revenge of the Fallen Ransack.
Thank you. I remember that one. I couldn't remember his name. I could not remember his name for the life of me.
Because there aren't many, because usually you just get, like, jets. There is one World War I Transformer. I know him from the Highbrow repaint. Or the Highbrow. Yeah. The repaint in Hunt for the Decepticons. But I don't think that counts as a biplane. I think either Ransack got turned into, or the figure that got turned into Ransack, I think it was Ransack being recolored, into a red version called Dive Bomb? I think. So this is just like a really rare type of vehicle. And I'm excited for Tails. It's a double pack that's actually being sold at a good price. It's 2 deluxes for the price of 2 deluxes, which is great, considering Gigawatt was a deluxe for the price of a Voyager. So yeah.
Yeah.
That is cool.
So I've got
And,
Ransack and Highbrow, so I'll probably put them with Tails if I can find where they ended up. I think that makes it for official ordeal. None of you guys collect Transformers properly.
I do somewhat. Not
I
like on the same level, but
yeah, you
I don't
fucking
usually
normie. Collect
I
more
don't,
figures.
I don't usually collect stuff.
Buy
Martha
the
usually does.
Blue Eyes White Dragon.
listen, I'm being patient. I'm waiting. I'm preparing myself.
I still got that one Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon figure that I got for you that I just never sent you.
I know, I forgot all about. I keep forgetting all about that. Dude, I still don't have any of those figures either. Like I I went to Target I don't know how many different times, and I just never could find them.
I never saw them at Target. They were only
Um,
available in a store we have down here called Zing.
I think they were Target exclusives up here,
I've got them all.
but like they sold out so hard.
I remember when I posted that image of the model kit Exodia with that line's Exodia, and just how funny they look
Yeah.
together.
I'm not really a toy collector, but my brother gets a lot of figures. Like he got a Luffy one. He recently just got a Goku figure, and now it's just Goku staring into my soul every day.
Oh my
Rightfully
god! I
so.
just imagine doing the, like using those two Exodia figures I have to do the whole keep your hands off my son bit with the two Exodias.
Yo, that's hard. All right.
I'll be real. I have always been more of like a Pokemon plushie guy. Like I can't even tell you
Yeah,
how
we
many I
know.
have. Yeah.
I would if I did go out to get stuff, I would be more of a plushie guy. I feel.
That's another thing that David and I can be bros on, is that we're the two people who showed the collection to Annie, and she went, "What the fuck is wrong with you two? Why?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why do you have
Coming
that
from
much?"
Coming from the person who has like how many thousands of dollars of Kirby merch, she's like, "Wow, you have a lot more than me."
Yeah.
And,
Gosh, I don't know. I'm always gonna feel proud of that.
It's probably been on the matching matchup screen for a while now. We've not even said what the matchup is that's being matched up.
yeah, this one. I have
The
some things to say about.
Hyperstarman matchup. If this matchup
Yes.
had a power level, it would be Hyperversal.
I saw what you did there. I saw it.
Yeah. All right, this is a loaded one. Ness versus Frisk. This is my new most wanted since Codex has happened. Now, it features my I don't know if I've said this before publicly, my favorite character of all time. I don't know if it was obvious or not. It's obviously Sans, not and it.
Steven Universe?
Uh-huh.
Discord?
Yeah, but no, it's
Fuck yeah, dude.
yeah, but no, this is my most wanted now, and I've always really want this to happen,
Anyone,
and I think there's a lot of value to it. But
Anyone wants to make track art for this? Call it Tunnel Vision.
Yeah.
True.
Very true.
I mean, Frisk just fell down like a tunnel.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter if it's like, yeah, it's like a vertical tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
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 Anyways, this mashup is very loaded. Like, there is a lot of interpretations you can go with this one. I feel like it's going to be impossible for me to argue the character I want because of obvious. Well, I mean, without looking a bit silly, but
Oh, Hyper.
I will
you're
lay it
always a bit
out like
silly.
I will lay it out like this. The way that most people at least treated, like if it was going to be happening in a DB format, was that Ness would get his mainline game mainly in Earthbound and possible scaling through his the first Earth, through the first Mother and Mother 3, as well as some manga and novel stuff. We're not going to talk about the novels because that would get this video flagged. I don't mean monetized. I mean flagged. We're not mentioning that at all.
Yeah, if we talk about the Earthbound novels, David at the very least would get arrested. I can't guarantee anyone
probably.
else.
All of Nintendo would get arrested. Just
Yeah.
every person there.
And it's not even that. And the novels only give like bit feats. The best stuff kind of comes from the manga anyway. So who cares about those? But yeah. So Ness Frisk. Ness, he has although honestly nowadays it's not as vocal, but I do remember back in the day I think he still has a lot of versus hype around him, similar with I guess Frisk as well.
Yeah, a lot of people. So it's weird. It's a roller coaster. it started with people completely denouncing Ness because people realized that he's the medic of the team, so they immediately wrote him off. And
Yeah.
then people realized he has some other things. So the hype was back on, and then people were thinking about
Remember?
Gygas and how he was probably gonna Gygat because he defeated Gygas, who's like merged with the dimension, like if Zamasu.
Shut
And
up.
then
That's not exactly how it went, but I guess you could say it like that. Yeah, I guess it can go into this. Ness's scaling is very weird because of his position in the series, and also, a little known fun fact: most of his smash moves are not something he canonically knows, especially
Yeah.
PK Fire. That is not something he actually knows. People
Oh
need to
yeah,
know that.
especially that one. That's the main one people will think of.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Alright,
because
and-
his like main attacks are called like Psy Rockin' and stuff, right?
yeah, he's mainly a telepath.
it is actually
Net,
it is actually kind of insane that Ness and Lucas's main attacks are not represented. None of Lucas's attacks are represented in period.
that is quite sad. But I
Just
still
like
love
Weather
Ness and his
3.
PK Fire because I love giving Speedy casual 900% every stock. It's very funny. Anyways, yeah, Action Ness very versatile with a ton of like side attacks and very powerful. I know some people are like, I don't know if Ness really scales to Gygas. Well, okay. First of all, they tank like I know they like get body a lot, but they still like at least for the very least downscale from Gygas, so they can like downscale from Universal. And in the manga, it's a little bit more explicit. Although there is some weird there is some weird stuff in the manga that can go like way out there. And in the manga, basically, there's a lot of arguments you can get, like dreaded dimensional tearing if you really want to. I personally don't, and I just kind of this isn't even just for Earthbound. This is just kind of just in general for the most part because I don't want this to become the new universal standard. Please, please. But uh, I but in that one it gives a more solid basis in scaling to Gygas and potential upscaling with like power of Earth to with this like it's just kind of like a mini spirit bomb, which is you could argue given that dimensional tearing scaling if you really want to push it, but it's only for one move, kind of, which is like a spirit bomb sort of attack based on what's shown. And for yeah, and that's kind of like the short end of it. So like downscaling from uni to potential uni with the manga stuff, and like even like higher like multi plus levels of scaling through power of Earth singular attack.
And
Uh,
David is definitely following along.
yeah,
Oh,
I'm
110%.
yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, and as for speed, Lucas dodges some like laser attacks in the past, so you can argue those as well.
So what I'm getting is
You can argue
universal Ness with immeasurable
omnipresence.
scaling.
Yeah, omnipresence too. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So Frisk loses because they are like wall level because they use a toy.
Yeah, they're wall level. They have feetless. They don't do anything.
They
They're kind of like a
literally
joke.
have
They don't even
feet,
get.
They just slide around on the stubs on their ankles.
They're literally just a homeless child.
Yeah, they actually don't get they don't get saving either. It's just a game mechanic. They don't have it. Okay, but first they naturally would kind of just scale to everything. And in this scenario, I am just going to give them Kara. I know people are like contentious. They're separate people entirely. Literally, at the ending of the evil run, they possess them. I don't know how you would argue against that. Like, if you do, like, they literally, like, if when you do like an evil run and then you go to do a pacifist one, Kara literally just possesses Frisk. Like, there you go. I don't know why people separate them. It's just kind of weird. But I guess like
I
if you
think
want to like
it's okay to give them both.
yeah, I think it's fine. I think you can like if you want to like focus on specific versions, I think that's fine as well. I just think in this specific scenario, if you're gonna give Nesta manga and novel stuff, it's fine to give first Kara. So it's like basically like in everything, and it's not like a weird homogenized version. It is literally a version you
No.
can literally play through in Undertale. So I think that's fine.
I think even then, like it
Yeah.
also like, I mean, coming coming from it as a point of an animator, like it gives them like more of a fight dynamic. It gives them a lot more to.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting ideas I have that you can do like with Kara coming out, because like it could be like initially like be more lighthearted at the start, but then like turn more grim like when Kara comes up, because like obviously Earthbound has some like grimmer stuff with like Gygas and stuff, so that would just fit right in right there, and I think that would really help like with the tone of it shift.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then for Frisk, they would I mean, being the protagonist and all, they would naturally kind of just scale to most of the stuff. I know some people are iffy because in pacifist you're in level 1, so they don't get any of the AP scaling.
All right.
Okay,
Sand,
why does this not count for literally anyone else then? I don't know
All
why
right.
people are restricted with this for Frisk. It's just kind of silly to me.
I guess to play devil's advocate here, levels do kind of suggest a lot more in a meta sense. There's a lot more to delve into. You could actually pinpoint the differences between levels and the power hour level. You got a good. We know how much one damage is because of Sans, and we know a better frame reference because there are nukes in the underground. Flowey just seems to have found a lot of them, and getting
Yeah.
hit by a nuke gives a set amount of damage. So that's a reference point if we want to take that at face value.
Yeah, that's like that's like a good like fee I guess you can use for like some aura and stuff, and
Well,
then
it's
for the
like a good
higher
feat, I
end,
guess.
That-
yeah, just a
that's
nuke, nothing special,
it's just a nuclear warhead.
nothing special, but
Ness had
Yeah.
all the skin and on his body just get burned away by the unmatched power of the sun. So I don't know. One sounds more impressive to me than the other. Which child getting mutilated sounds more impressive to you?
don't you dare.
Are we gonna have to
did it?
censor that?
No, just no, that's not even the worst of it, just ignore it. Anyways, Frisk fights Omega Flowey and Azrael. Omega Flowey can like control saves, and it control and manipulate save data, and like delete the game as well, and you can like scale them to like like how many universes that is, and they create like I think like they have like 6 save files, so you can say like around 6 at the very least. Kara would, because they destroy all of Undertale, which would include all those saves. So like you can I forget what the value was, but it was like 6 with Omega Flowey, and then 12 I think with like all the different scenarios you can get in Undertale, so 6 to 12 universal, and obviously through Azrael as well. And and then there's the big feat with Azrael that I don't want to talk about. Well, okay, I'll mention Hyper Gunner. People argue it for speed. You can if you want. I don't think it's necessary.
I do have
I
something I
don't think
want to
it-
suggest if we were
What?
to use it. So by all intents and means, Undertale Yellow is absolutely a fan game. There's no real way around
Shut
it.
up.
But also shut up. Toby Fox has gone out of his way to give it a thumbs up in so many regards. So like, if you were to include it and say that it's like supplementary material that's viable, what does that add?
Nothing really off the top of my head.
Would that like expand any building or cosmology to a notable degree?
No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't. Trust me.
You know, I downloaded Undertale Yellow, but
It's
I
peak.
haven't
It's
played
peak.
it.
It's actually like really good. It's on par with Undertale itself. I'm dead serious.
Oh, so it's like a 4 out
I'll
of
have to
10.
check it out.
You're such a popular guy, Nemesis. You always know what to say to win people over.
Yeah.
I like you, Nemesis. I like your
Alright.
I like your opinions.
I like you.
You're very
I like-
hot takes.
I think everyone should agree with everything that you say, like how awesome Deku versus Asta is.
Hmm He said
Alright.
that.
Yeah, he did.
Love that episode. So good. I read
Anyway.
all negative 5 issues of Black Clover, so I understand Asta really well.
Yeah, like So much so that you said that his characterization was accurate. Even upload of the review completely unironically. That's awesome.
Pretty sure I said that I was told is that characterization is accurate. Well, you know, while we all sit here bashing Deku Master as if one of its animators isn't literally right here.
I'm not bashing it. I like that episode. I thought it was a fun thing to work on. Did you like my Asta sprites?
The Asta sprites were nice.
Okay.
I like drawing them.
I don't know Asta well, so I can't really say like unironically how good the sprites are at like representing him. So they look nice.
There was
Okay.
like
but I don't know
time
them well
skip.
enough.
The time skip
Deku
was
look-
pretty new at the time.
Deku looks like an apricot.
Okay, back on topic. The main, so I guess for first TLDR is just like, oh, and it's for speed, Undertale speeds, because if you don't use Hypergoner, then they would be like, I don't know, like single or Mach digits, or like maybe like like Mach 11 or around there somewhere, I guess, maybe.
And then
You could also argue lightning timing if you really want to as well.
There's
But yeah, it's
also
like,
going to be the
but yeah, there's
everyone's gonna argue over how do you approach save states, because I feel like
they just have it.
How do you approach the outside help of the players in this case?
How many times has Undertale been downloaded?
They both have it. No, they just both have the player. Like, that's fine.
What if I decide to just stop playing?
like I'm really not feeling this game right now. Maybe Earthbound's not my thing. Maybe Undertale's not my thing.
Yeah, it is a
what
bit
if
of it is a bit of a weird thing, but yes, they both have the player. It matters more so for Frisk than Ness, but yes, they technically both do have a player, and they are both included in this scenario, which is weird. But yes, oh yeah, and I guess they can
Alright,
also,
so like
even excluding save data during the Azrael boss fight, they can just revive mid battle as well with enough determination. And then obviously
but-
Kara, they're really powerful and they can like destroy all of Undertale in one shot. So yeah.
yeah.
Which is like just a cave.
Yeah, it's just a cave,
Yeah,
that's
just a cave.
powerful enough with nukes in it.
Someone
But
should map out the size of the entire Undertale like map, and then determine how powerful blowing up all that would be. Just because I'm curious and I want them to.
It also just kind of like in verses, it's really funny when people are like, "Oh, so Himiko Toga could blow up an entire town." No, she hits with the force to blow up an entire town. But with Kara, no, with Kara, no, she really just does take out the entire cosmology.
Yeah, no, I don't know why people say it's they. It's a misconception. I know, crazy, right? A misconception with these two characters.
Keeps lying.
Yeah, they literally just do that. It's funny. But yeah, no, that's basically the gist of it. So like, so the scenario would be, oh, Ness with Power of Earth can one shot, but they only have that for one move, and Frisk can just revive, and that's it. And that's a one time, and that's a one-time move thing as well. So then they would be like 6 to 12 times weaker, and Kara can just, if they really felt like it, can just do like the whole world-ending thing right in front of Ness and end it there. It doesn't matter if they get blitzed or not, even with the speed gap, because they can just keep on reviving, and they have a ton of healing items. Oh yeah, they can also get like infinite amount of healing items as well from the Azrael fight as well.
Alright, so I feel like there are a couple of factors here that you were neglecting. Like, at any point, Jeff could just go into Undertale's coding and just delete it.
Shut up. No, here's the actual
We should invite
ending.
Red Runner in to explain why Monica from Doki Doki Literature Club would just alter the files, because she can do that.
Yeah, like, talk about how, like, Monica from Doki Doki should definitely be in a death battle, and definitely against Flowey, because...
Anyways, yeah, that's how I think it would go. Obviously, you can debate. You can debate on what Ness stats are, and you can have him be like, oh, higher no matter what, regardless. So, Frisk can't just save scum their way through. But I personally don't buy that. But like, obviously, it is a subjective thing, and I get why it's really contentious because of Their stats and scaling. I personally think it's really clear cut.
I think it's really funny. If you do have Ness higher, then that means that Kara just kind of wipes out everything, and there's nothing but a void, and Ness is just there. It's just like your blade didn't cut deep enough.
Crazy. Yeah.
You know,
It's literally
Ness.
gonna be that bit where the imposter repeatedly stabs the Fall guy doing nothing, except the entirety of the universe is gonna explode behind them.
Anyways,
Yeah.
for the matchup itself, I do imagine like there are multiple ways you can end it. One idea. I have my own personal pitch for it. I don't want to say personally yet, but one idea I've heard is the idea of like Frisk. Because of how Undertale breaks the conventional rules of gaming and people suggested what if they break the conventional rules of Death Bell and spare like they regain control in the middle of it and spare Ness spare Ness not killing them and just beating them, basically breaking the rules of Death Bell itself and just sparing them. I think that would be it would have to be handled really particularly in a way, but I think that would be a really cool idea. I have my own personal better idea in my opinion that I could get working around within the rules of Death Bell while also following something similar. But I do really like that.
I have an idea. Frisk turns all yellow and stuff and says that was rude, and then commits genocide.
I think Frisk should kill all of reality and then say, "Oh my gosh, I won!"
I think the episode is going to be a stalemate because Ness is going to be like, "Hey, have you ever read my novel?" And then everything explodes.
Now you say that as if Ness wrote the novel.
He's fucked in the head, dude. Like, not enough people are talking about that.
Yeah, no, he goes through some stuff.
Okay.
You see that face? That's a kid who's been through the worst of it. And I'm pretty sure, Neb, you were deafened when we explained it what that was, and we're not gonna say it now. Probably after this recording. But
we can't talk about it. Like, you think me saying that one word back there is gonna get this video demonetized? If we talk about the novel, your channel's gonna be gone.
Yeah. I do really like this matchup, and just like all of like the items and abilities that Frizzes have versus like Ness's PSI moves and all of their wacky items they pick up against each other would be really cool. And then eventually transitioning into a more like serious like final tense bout against Kara would be really cool. And then a lot of different ways it can end. Some more grim, some more lighthearted, some more powerful ways. I don't want to go into that. I just want to rather keep that to myself for the moment, but I think that would be really, really cool. And yeah. Also, and also somewhat related, but I also had Origin like make an animation a while back for this matchup. I like it.
What's up with that?
It was forever ago.
Yeah, it was such a long time ago.
It also was made to a track, and you should listen to the track. The track is very nice.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh yeah.
Shout out to Sky as always.
Yeah. Also, Gumbo, you actually reminded me. The Undertale Yellow anniversary was just like yesterday, which is funny timing.
How long has it been since that game came out? It's been a long time, hasn't it?
Undertale Yellow, yeah, a year. Undertale itself,
yeah,
that's gonna reach 10 years by the next anniversary in September.
Oh my gosh, I'm old.
I'm gonna feel like I'm gonna feel so old when that date happens, and I'm not ready. I'm not mentally prepared for that.
Dude, it's so funny to me. Like, you were talking about, like, oh, the 1 year anniversary was yesterday. And Dave was like, when did it come out again?
I will be real. I zoned out for a second.
This is the outro part of the video now. where we say
good.
stuff and then the video hard cuts mid sentence because that will never not be funny.
Goodbye to
Um,
the underground.